Fuck, it is cold. So I'm in college now. Some of you probably already know that. I put that in the Call Me Mallow episode. So if you saw that, you saw the little after thing. I am a college student, which is really cool. When I started, I wanted to do animated vlogs every week. I wanted that to be a thing so I could improve on my skills and all that, and just so that I could have some sort of reoccurring video or reoccurring videos on my channel, just so that it wouldn't be so dead all the time. But if you've been following me, you know that is not the case. That has partially to do with the busy college schedule that I actually have, mixed with me being like a lazy piece of shit. So it's a mix, but it's fine. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. College so far has been really cool. When I first got here, I was like super excited, like the most happy I'd been in quite some time. It doesn't feel exactly like home. I do get a bit homesick. And when I say home, I don't mean like where I came from. I mean, it doesn't feel specifically like where I feel like I should belong. It feels a bit like high school at times, which is not fun. College is not what I expected, and I don't think it ever is for anybody, and I kind of came into this knowing that it wasn't going to be what I expected. But I really expected, like, I did very poorly in high school. I was a very not really average student. I was smart when I was younger, but then in high school, stuff really started to go downhill. I think really in middle school, like, stuff started going down. I was more of a B student in middle, and then I turned into a C to D student in high school. And here, I'm back to about where I was in high school. I'm more of like a B, C student. And I expected to do better here because this is an art school. It's something I want to do. It's something I enjoy, but it still has the same structure-esque as high school, only that I'm paying for it and I live here. So, it's challenging, but it's something I want to work towards. So I guess that's good. I'm learning a bit. There have been doors open for me in some of my classes, but in a lot of them, it doesn't really feel like I'm being taught anything, which I guess is the biggest letdown. I'm not really sure what being taught should feel like, since I didn't learn much from high school anyway. Most of the things they tried to teach us I already knew, and and everything else just I didn't pay attention to. But here, it feels like we're just kind of given material, and we're given resources, and they're like, here, have at it, which is fine. And I get that, a big part of learning is doing it yourself, but it's a bit of a struggle for someone like me who doesn't learn that way, and I'm not really sure how I learn, because like I said, I'm not used to learning. I find myself like struggling with a lot of the software and stuff that they give us, which is really disappointing because I have vague knowledge of certain softwares. Like, I wasn't completely dumb when I got here. I knew like SciPaint tool, Windows Movie Maker, Audacity, vaguely. I have some knowledge, but it's all very basic things, and being given this, professional stuff in this high-tech programs that we're not really shown how to use, which I understand because it's big classes, they have a lot of people to teach. It's just not effective for me. I'm not learning very well that way, but I can't complain because I guess a lot of it has to do with initiation. I really have to start taking it upon myself to utilize the resources I have and actually go that extra mile to learn it the way that I need to learn it. I don't know. It's more of I'm kind of fighting with myself on I need to take this step myself, and also being bitter because I don't feel like I'm being properly taught. But I don't want to go too much into college stuff. I do miss home. I miss my privacy a lot. I didn't really live on my own before, but before I was in college, I was living for a couple months in a small city not too far from here, where I lived with my grandma. but I lived in a basement. I paid like a very, very small rent, and I had a job, and I really just kept to myself. I wasn't bothered or anything. So, but I miss that kind of privacy, that sort of slight independence that I did have at the time, and I definitely miss having a job. Being here hasn't really made me more social. Like, I'm much more social than I was in high school, but it's still not a major improvement. Anyway, I'm gonna be working in food again, which is a setting that I'm comfortable with. It's a setting that I like, and I'll be bringing in some money, which is great. I'm really excited to not have to mooch off my roommates anymore. About 2 of my roommates, they actually buy everything for our dorm, and me and my roommate, which is the one we share like a room with, the other 2 are our dorm mates, I guess. They buy everything, and we really just mooch off of them. But even then, my roommate doesn't. He does provide too, so the 4 of us, we actually got really, really lucky because we all met at orientation, and none of us wanted to just be stuck with people we didn't know, and we didn't know each other very well, but we were like, hey, we're getting along fine. Do you guys want to sign up to be roommates together? And that's what we did. My roommate, Cade, he and I bicker a bit, but it's never anything serious, and most of the things that are aggravating we get over pretty quickly. It's more like having like a brother that I actually enjoy having. Like me and my siblings, we always fought. It's like having a brother that I don't want to stab as much, so that's good. And the other 2, I absolutely adore them. I wanted to touch in a bit about how my depression and everything's been doing. It's been up and down, really. It's been a bit of a train wreck. For the first week or so that I was here, I think for the first solid week I did really good. I was happy to be here. I was thrilled. During me and Cade, we got to move in early, so it was just us and a group of other people, and I think that smaller group was really good. I loved that sort of setting. I think that's when it felt most like home, which is like my summer home, which was a writer's workshop that I went to over the summer while I was still in high school. And that always felt the most like home, more like anywhere else ever did. Like I felt like I belonged there. And that's what it felt like for the first week. But after everyone else started to move in, it started to have that high school feel creep more into it. I am seeing a counselor on campus, and she's been really lovely. She's helped me out a bit. I love being able to talk with someone like that without burdening them, because, it's their job. She's been really great. And I'm currently working on getting a ESA, which is an emotional support animal. I've been meeting with some of the cats in some shelters, and we're working on getting me one. It's a small chance that I'll get it, but if I do, it would be amazing. I would love to have, a friend like that to have with me and help me when things get rough. I actually try to do a vlog, like an actual one, not an animated one like this one is. I tried to do one a couple weeks ago, but it was when my depression was hitting real hard. It was about at 6 a.m. I was angry and stressed and numb, and I decided not to upload it because that's not what I wanted. That's not the kind of image I wanted to put out, even though I put it out before. I decided that this was time for a change. And going to counseling has helped me a lot, and it helped me realize some parts about myself that I don't like. And I've always dealt with a bit of self-hatred, and I say a bit of, and I mean a lot of. I've never really liked who I am or my self-image or anything like that. And meeting with the counselor, getting more of an insight from her, getting an insight from my boyfriend and everything like that, it helped me realize parts of myself that I didn't like. When I realized that I had these kind of toxic traits, or at least traits in my mind that made me a bad person, I fought with it really hard. There was like a week or 2 that things were really, really hard because I realized the kind of person I was, and it was a moment of self-discovery that was just, it wasn't easy to cope with. I realized recently after, it was actually a little bit before Tomska's new video uploaded, because if anyone has been keeping up with me, I am in love with Tomska. He is my favorite YouTuber. He is an inspiration and an idol to me, and I really, really admire him and appreciate him. And he uploaded a video called I Am Not Depressed, and I realized that he and I, like, most of the things that, almost everything that he has ever said about his experience with depression and everything, I entirely relate to. And he recently was talking about that he realized that he was improving, and he didn't want to die necessarily, and he was feeling better about himself. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not going out of my way to do something dangerous or stupid. I don't want to hurt myself anymore. I've been safe. I think the most destructive thing I do nowadays is if I get really angry or really stressed out of nowhere, I'll smoke, which is a nasty habit, but I don't do it often, so that's good. I still have my vape, so not overboard on that just yet. It was validating to know that someone else was going through it too, because I started to question myself on when I woke up and I realized that the toxic traits that I realized that I had, that they weren't showing anymore, or at least to me, I felt different. I felt like I wasn't acting the way that I was before, and maybe it had something to do with the antidepressants, or maybe the counseling, or whatever it was, it worked. And it's like I realized the parts of myself that I hated, and I was trying to figure out how to change it, and it just kind of fixed itself. It just took me knowing that they were a problem, and my brain just kind of fixed it. I'm thrilled. I'm so thrilled about it, because I was so stressed and I was so worried, and I'm doing a lot better now. It's still a bit flip-floppy. I ran out of meds, but I'm supposed to be getting more today, so I've been keeping good on that. I've been taking care of myself. I'm still a bit of a mess. I'm always going to be a bit of a mess, but I'm doing much better than I could be. So I'm really thankful for that. My family's been really helpful too, really supportive. And my boyfriend has been amazing. He has helped me out so much. And even during all these bouts of self-hatred, all these things and problems that I realized that I had, and I couldn't understand why he still wanted to be with someone like me after we knew what I was. He just stood by me, and he helped me realize the parts of myself that I couldn't see, and I'm so grateful for him. Wow. I think I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to be making 2 other videos soon. I don't know which one's going to come out first. It'll probably be this one. I'm going to make another one on Animal Crossing, which has become my new recent obsession, and also long-distance relationships, because I feel like that is something I would like to put my insight of into the world. So, thanks for watching. See you all in the next video.